I'm very excited to be here. We did have the most incredible trip. I wish I could tell you all about it right now, but it was a bunch. But I will tell you that I did build this business. Well, first of all, let me step back. My name is Bonnie DeRocco, for those that don't know me. And I started almost 5 years ago, and I built most of my business on travel parties. So Janie asked me to come up and talk a little bit about that. So we're going to jump right in. I'm going to tell you they're a lot of fun. That music is what gets me going. That kind of music is what you need to start with. I'm just going to lead with that. And really the main thing you want to do is when you start doing travel parties, this is so that you can invite people to your house where they feel more comfortable. A lot of times when you invite them to a hotel, they're like, well, what are we going to do at the hotel? So it depends on the type of person you're inviting. You want to make sure. But I think travel parties at your home, people let down their guard, they feel a lot more comfortable, and they enjoy themselves. So, you know what? I forgot I didn't have a clicker. I got so excited. So, we're going to jump right into first of all, the travel party kit, as they call it. And the first thing you're going to start with is your blue and red tags. And the blue and red tags, basically, I got me a little packet here so I can share everything with you. But you want to make sure to have your blue and red tags. The blue tags are going to be for your reps, the red tags for the guests. And basically we use these because when we're at a party, we want the blue tags to go over and meet the red tag people. That way you have conversation with them, you make them feel comfortable, and enjoy their time while they're at the party. They don't feel like an outsider, all right? This also will help you whenever we're closing, we know to go directly to the red tag people to close. Also, your speaker that'll be an advantage for them so that they know and can go up to them and start doing what we call forming them. You ask about their family, occupation, their recreation, and the money or the message, what they're looking, if they're looking for something. So this is really a good tool to use. The next thing is going to be Sharpies. We talk about Sharpies because a lot of people write with fine tip. We don't want fine tip. I can barely see as it is, but I can see Sandra's name from here. And I can probably see a few more of you in the back. But at a meeting, you want to make sure you can be able to read their name and include them into the presentation. I hate to go on, well, what's your name? Right in the middle, or, you over there. It's best to call people by their name. People appreciate that. Also, make sure you have applications and disclosures on hand. You always want to have those. I hate to walk in and say, did you make applications or did you make copies? And they go, oh, no, I forgot. I usually have some with me, but you never know. You want to always have those with you. Pens and notepads. Make sure you have a pen and notepad, not only for your guests, but for the reps, because you should be taking notes as you're going through this. You never know when you're going to pick up something, and I've learned a lot from all the trainings, all the travel parties we've gone to. Sign-in sheets. We always want to have a sign-in sheet at the front door. And I would also suggest that you put these by the front door. So when they come in, you greet them, give them a tag. That way everyone's getting their tag at the same time. The sign-in sheets are going to be basically used so that you're getting their name and their contact information for follow-up after the travel party. Also, the clipboards. You can have clipboards or just magazines, because if you're sitting around the room, not everyone's going to be able to sit there on a table and fill out their app. So you want to make sure they have those available so they can fill them in. Camera. You can use a camera or an iPhone, whatever you like to use. I use the iPhone because I want, first thing, for them to have the sign, that you should be your sign. Pull the sign, take a picture, welcome to the team. I post it on Facebook right away, or your team page. That way, your other team members know, hey, we got a new team member. When they see them, they get excited and they go and introduce themselves. So that's a really good thing to do. Upbeat music, I just started out with that. I hope y'all enjoy it. I tell you, that builds all the energy in the room. If you have really draggy music, everybody's just kind of slouching around. But if you have upbeat music, you start seeing everybody's dancing in the room. And welcome kits. We usually, I put together my own because I bought my little folders from Worldventures, but you can get like a clear folder, and I hope y'all can hear me over that. I'm usually pretty loud. And what I do is I actually put in an application, maybe some brochures. I make sure I put a DVD in there, push play. And I started where I put the sign in right away. I want people to start experiencing this and putting this out on their Facebook right away. It gets them excited. I tell you, I've had people go, well, I want one of those signs. I say, come to a travel party. I show them what it's all about. And I say, you sign up today, you're getting your sign. They're excited. They love it. People, we were all around in Rome, and they were like, I like your sign. Where'd you get that? They're looking for the booth. And we're like, no, it's part of the travel club. So this draws a lot of attention. Also, I usually will put in an extra DVD DVD or two, CD, so that they can listen to it in their car. This actually will keep up their motivation right away. You don't want somebody going out there going, well, what did they say? No, it's out of sight, out of mind. This is really good. I keep these in my car. And a BMW, you can store them in your car, so I have thousands. But it's really awesome because you can share these with your team, and they can take them and share them with their team. The other thing is going to be your laptop. You always want to make sure you have a laptop and your DVD. Make sure when you go into a presentation, you are set up before the guests get there. We've had times where we've gotten in there, and they're going, oh my God, we didn't set up the DVD. I mean, that's one thing you have to have prepared before you get everything started. You don't want to be connecting things and have trouble with it and then have to just wing it. And last thing, you want to have a calendar with you. Your BAM is book a meeting from a meeting. Now that calendar is really important because you want to make sure that you get somebody signed up, your new rep signed up for their first travel party immediately. And even if they can't stick with that date, they have to change it a day or so, that's okay. But get them on a schedule. That way they know that they're planning for their travel party. Don't put it off a few weeks or anything. The next thing is going to be coaching your host or hostess. This is really important. The main thing is over-inviting. I've had people that have had parties and they go, hey, we invited 40, 50 people. And I go, great, we'll probably have 10. You're going to invite a few more. So we always over-invite. 20% of what you invite is going to show. So 50 invited, 10 are coming. All right? And that's just how it really works. You want to make sure and use your 4-step invite. Janie talked about that. That's real important. Stick to that invite. Don't try to sway from that. And also, I call my guests the day before the event. If you do, that number one reminds them of the time. A lot of times it's already out of sight, out of mind. They've come up with something else that they have to do. And I even ask them, can you bring a bag of chips? Can you bring some ice? Cups, whatever it is. Don't ask them all to bring ice because you're going to have a ton of ice in your house. But just ask for different little things. That way they also feel a little more obligated to showing up at the party. They go, well, she's counting on me to bring some cups. They may not have any. I better go. So that's a good thing. And also invite other team members. I usually keep this open to everybody because if I'm having a party, I like to have it out there. It doesn't matter if they're on my team or somebody else's team because we want the support. We want them to be able to give their 30-second testimonies. And we want also to help close. Because if you only have 1 or 2 people in the room that are reps, who else is going to help you close 10 or 12 people? It's going to be really tough. So the next thing is, I like to talk about snacks and beverages. This is really important because I made the big mistake of having this big layout. People came in and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had food for 2 weeks afterwards. So don't do that. Make it very simple. Keep it duplicatable. I say hot sauce and chips and tea and water. That's it. And it really works good. I've had people that I've coached and they've done that. I walk in and go, wow, this is great. You actually listen to me. Because otherwise they start bringing out everything and you have all kinds of food out and people go, I just can't do this. That's not me. I don't want to entertain. So keep it duplicatable. On the presentation, there's 2 different ways. You can do a live or you can do a push play. This one basically is talking about just the overall presentation, but what you're going to do is you're going to introduce your guest speaker. So when I go in, I have the host introduce the speaker. They'll introduce me. Then I'll go in and I'll talk a little bit about how I got into Worldventures. And then also, I forgot to back up. We also tell them to turn off their cell phones because that's really important. I wanted to mention that because if you don't, you're going to have that phone ringing and you're going to have somebody else's phone ringing and they're all interrupting the whole presentation. So make sure you do that. But once you do this, then you go in and do either the push play or the live presentation. And then I go back in afterwards and close it out. I actually just tell them what Worldventures has done for me and what it can do for you and what I'm expecting out of Worldventures still. So it's really an awesome thing. You also want to go ahead and have 2 or 3, maybe even 4 people, depending on the size of your room and guests, as testimonies. So you want to prepare them ahead of time. I always go in and say, hey, you're going to be doing a little 30-second testimony. I mean 30 seconds, not 10 minutes. We don't want to start a whole other presentation there. We want to go ahead and just have them do a quick 30-second. Even if they're new, people are excited, get them up there and just say, hey, I just got in. I'm expecting this out of Worldventures. I'm really excited to be here. and we're just having a blast. Also, make sure your members are taking notes, and your guests too. You want to always take those notes. You're always growing. Remember that. You're always learning. The Just Push Play. Some of you may know me as the Just Push Play Queen, because that's what I do. I am not a live presenter. Maybe one day I'm getting there. Janie's pushing me over the edge. She wants me to do this, and I'm sure I will. But the thing is, it's just as good, and it's even more duplicatable, because you don't have to worry about what slide you forgot, if you went too fast through it, if you added something you shouldn't have or went too long. This is the same time every presentation. And the main thing is just having a host introduce you, and then you're going to go ahead and tell a little bit about your story just up front, and then you're going to introduce the presenter on the DVD, Bethany, Matt, maybe David, and you're going to edify them. Make sure you edify them so it gives credibility to who they are, because they have no clue who this person is on the DVD. Once you do the DVD, then I always go back in and close out with, this is something that I'm super excited about. It's actually changed my life. I've actually been able to retire because of this. And so they understand the full impact of what it's doing for not only me, but other people in the room. You do that 30-second testimony again for a couple of people, and then hand out the apps and the pins. Make sure you have pins. A lot of people hand out apps. Are you ready to get started? Yeah. Well, how do I sign up? Give them a pin. Make sure they have pins. And then just close, and make sure you turn on that upbeat music at the end again. This keeps that excitement going, gets people, everybody's all talking, and make sure you number the apps. If you start numbering the apps, hey, we got number 1, who's ready to get going? Whoever gets signed up tonight, as soon as one gets in, you may have somebody on your team the same night, so you get that excitement going. And you just want to have fun with this. The main thing is just enjoying it, relaxing, and I know I talk fast, but I talk fast during my presentation too. But the main thing is just getting the excitement in the room. The Bam Bam, I think I mentioned that earlier, but that's booking a meeting from a meeting. Make sure that you do that. Make sure you have your calendars available. The last thing is just, number 1, making sure that you're constantly improving yourself. When you're in a presentation afterwards, I make sure all the new guests are gone before I do this, but I'll ask the reps, so what do you think we could do to improve the next presentation? Or what did you like, or what didn't you like that we could take out of it? You want to keep it minimized to the time, because you got to remember, these people are coming over, you may have just asked them for 45 minutes or an hour of their time. They don't want to be there for 2 or 3 hours going through stuff, so we want to minimize that and make sure you get input from everyone on the team, what they liked and what they didn't like. And just remember, we're in the business of having fun. This is about travel. You're going to understand this as you go along, but every trip is more and more exciting to me. Just seeing everybody in here, we're all a family. We have fun together, and that's what it's all about. So, get out there, have fun, start your travel parties right away, start promoting with them. And I'm going to bring up the next speaker. I appreciate your time. And I probably went back if they were a little long. But anyway, so we're going to bring up the next speaker. Her name is Terry Velasquez, and she is an incredible person. She is actually a lieutenant and looking real close to being retired here soon. She's a great leader. She is just blowing this business up, and we're real proud to have her here. So we're going to bring up Terry Velasquez.